Beyond. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 81. I don't have any hot chocolate for multiple. Yeah.
81?
So,
oh, man.
So the four main core group here is in the room again. I'm Chris Roper. Greg Miller's here. What's up?
Hi, Roper.
What's up? Ryan Clements is here.
Hey, how's it going?
And Jeff Haynes.
What?
Now, let me explain why this sounds a little weird right now, especially between Ryan and Greg. Our mixing machine died today. It is completely kaput.
About half an hour ago.
Could you read the note that is on the top of it?
Yeah, the top of it says in giant capital marker, whatever, Sharpie, says, do not touch, parentheses, go find Chris. And it's Chris Ostertag, our tech-ish guy. Anyway, so the mixing board broke, so we can only use 3 microphones now, so there's 4 of us. So Greg and Ryan are sharing a mic.
I actually suggested that one of us sit out, but Greg was kind enough to let me come in anyway and share his mic.
Yeah,
I've been drinking a lot of coffee, so I have coffee breath. So it's nice to breathe down here and then have Ryan come and breathe it all up.
Yeah, so if the levels sound screwed up or whatever else goes on, hopefully this thing goes off without a hitch. We're recording to 1 track, so we can't do, whatever. Anyway, so if there's any technical difficulties, there you go. Our little note is aside
it's a little
from now.
Ghetto.
Yeah. Let's get right into the Roper Report with that said.
Time for some news.
So, lots of rumors are up in the Roper Report this week. Number 1 is that there's a rumor going on about a very, very, very imminent PS3 price cut.
What?
It could actually happen tomorrow.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens on there. Nobody's saying what the price is going to be. Some people are saying it has to be $100. I think it's going to be $100.
Where's this coming from, Rope? I saw an analyst predicts this. Is that right?
Analyst. It's all kinds of people, basically. We've been hearing things from other sources that are not Sony, thinking that they know what Sony's going to do, et cetera, maybe competitors. Things like that.
That'd be a hell of a way to spur sales for Killzone 2 since it comes out tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Now, see, my thing, that's actually a good point. Now, here's my thing is I've been assuming anyway, you remember back to the beginning of the year with the predictions or whatever, I said price cut by the end of March. And my assumption was going to be GDC. So, maybe I'm off by a month. But, I figure it's going to happen in the next month anyway. If it happens tomorrow, good. Everybody that buys them in the next month saves some cash. But, it's got to happen. Maybe we'll see it happen tomorrow. More rumors coming on is that apparently a Dutch magazine that I didn't write down the name of, but it's Dutch, who cares, except for the Dutch. There you go.
I think it's called Power Unlimited or something like that.
Very good. Is that Killzone 3 and Killzone Liberation 2 are already in the works at Guerrilla Games. Makes sense to me.
The disclaimer is that this was translated by a random Game Trailers user, so we have to take his word for it.
Exactly. But now here's the thing:
Why would someone on the internet lie?
That's point number 1. Is perfect. Nobody ever lies on the internet. Number 2 is that Guerrilla, the game is done. It's in boxes. It's in stores already. If you can't buy it, and they're not just going to sit there. I mean, they might take a week or 2 vacation, but they have something planned. Probably Killzone 3. I don't know why they wouldn't be doing that. Anyway, so there you go.
I predict Liberation.
There it is. Both at the same time, maybe. Let's see. PSP 2 rumors have cropped up again. Also, PSP 4000 rumors, which are crisscrossing like... Greg, I'll put this in your terms. They're crossing like the streams.
There you go.
In Ghostbusters, yeah.
You can't keep them straight anymore. One's going to have no UMD slot. The other's going to have a flip screen. Maybe they'll both have the same thing. Who knows?
Yeah, so... We'll see. Possibly the most, solid information on this so far, or that anybody can kind of directly quote, is that Dave Perry of Shiny fame and all that kind of stuff.
Now at a clip.
He twitters.
Yeah, he twitters. And he twittered that he said something to the order of Sony finally has the PS2 or PSP2 in the works, whatever it is. And he's like, thank God that's it's finally coming and all that.
He said, I won't have the UMD or the battery draining UMD drive.
Yeah. Exactly. So he's saying there's no UMD, and he's saying the PSP2 is somehow in existence.
Which will suck if you have any backwards compatible situations like old UMDs, because you're going to have to rebuy them all on digital download.
See, what if you could just buy a program, though, that you could use off the store on either your PC or your PS3 to copy it to
from your old
digital file.
PSP?
Yeah.
As long as you don't get rid of your old
exactly.
PSP.
That would be the thing. Is you don't trade in your PSP, and then you're not. If you are a new, I guess they could put all the old games up as digital downloads.
Yeah, I mean,
you could play.
Yeah,
I just like having the mic so Clements can't talk.
Yeah, you have that could lead to issues of piracy though, because then you're copying the game and whatever else. But anyway, moving on with the news. Greg, you'd be happy about this one. SingStar wireless mics were finally announced, sort of in for the UK. They're coming out in March.
Yeah, so we'll get them probably like November.
Probably or never.
When the
translation.
next set of songs actually come
Yeah.
out for SingStar?
Ooh.
Soon you will be able to buy Little Big Planet figurines if you want a figurine.
Yeah, I saw those at Toy Fair. I didn't see them at Toy Fair. I saw them for Toy Fair coverage,
you
including Ghostbuster figures.
There you go. I'm very happy about this one. If back in 2001, whatever it was, EA and American McGee released the classic Alice. Alice 2 is coming. EA announced at DICE last week. And, so that's very exciting. Coming to PS3, 360, and
Let's
PC.
say the listener doesn't know what Alice is, Rob. What's Alice?
So Alice is it's a kind of twisted take on the Alice in Wonderland tale, taking place after the events of the book and all that kind of stuff. And it was it's been a long time since I've played it, but what I remember is the game opens with, or maybe it ends. I think it opens, but with Alice basically.
She was in an insane asylum.
She's in an insane asylum, and she's freaking out, and everything's just going bad. And
Yeah.
I
I think there was like
a room
a
being on
suicide
fire.
attempt or something like that.
Yeah,
because
like
she also tried to cut her
She
wrist.
tried to kill herself or something. So basically,
those
she's
other
totally
things.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then
It's like My So-Called Life. Remember
yeah,
that show? Huh?
yeah. So she goes totally crazy, and Wonderland is falling apart basically, and they draw her back in to say, "Hey, come save Wonderland." There's like one level that was all about chess pieces, so the chess pieces can only move in chess piece movements and stuff, and all kinds of really twisted stuff. It was a very, very, very good game, and it had I don't remember his name offhand, but one of the guys that works
David
with
Hasselhoff.
yeah, no, not David Hasselhoff. One of the guys that works with Trent Reznor for Nine Inch Nails did the soundtrack to the
Ozzy
thing.
Osbourne?
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. And the soundtrack to the game was awesome. I hope they are at least on par with
Was
that.
it Vrenna?
Yeah, that was.
I think it was Renna.
Chris Renna. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, me and Ryan need to have an aside. Ryan, you offered me some gum there. Is it because of the coffee breath? I don't want to chew gum while trying to talk.
No, that's totally fine. I can't actually smell your breath at all, so you're fine.
I'll start getting closer.
There you go.
Please do.
Let's see. Final Fantasy 13 is on track for 2009 in Japan, at least.
Japan.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, Ryan's
In
very happy about
Japan.
that one. But this is good news because you got to figure that the game's gonna come out here in the U.S. unless they pull a simultaneous release, which is unlikely. Then you got to figure that the game's gonna be here 6 months, 9 months, whatever later. We'll say 6 months. So the sooner it comes out in Japan, the sooner it comes out here. So very good news for that. And last little bit that I'll mention is that there's Midnight Club DLC coming. I checked it out the other day. I can't really say if it's cool or not, but it's cool.
Where is it again?
The DLC.
Yeah, isn't it like? I'm thinking. No, I am. I thought it was like in San something or other.
No, it's still in L.A. in the Hollywood area, but they added elements to the map, so the map gets expanded, and it's both free and paid content. So the free stuff gives you the map, but there's nothing to do in there. You can just drive around. But then the paid stuff gives you 9 new cars, new races and stuff that take place in there. So that'll expand the single player stuff, whereas the free one just gives you availability of the map so you can play online and stuff with it.
Does it have hover cars?
No, it does not.
See you later.
There you go. So that's the end of the news.
Indeed.
There it is.
No more news.
No more news.
Greg, you should take control of the mic because I have a feeling that of anybody here in the room, you seem to always know that the new games are coming out in the stores. I don't know how you get this information. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know how you keep it track in your head or whatever it is.
Basically, I have Katie at home constantly calling stores to figure out what's coming to them because that's how you got to do it these days. But I do have the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh.
You didn't have the mic. I wanted
Gone. PSP and PS2 are getting a big fat nothing. PS3, meanwhile, gets 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand, Shell Shock 2, Blood Trails, and
A lot of blood.
Killzone 2 tomorrow, which I'm counting today.
Blood on Helgen.
Yeah, it definitely counts for today.
Yes.
So I obviously picked the weakest Killzone 2.
Obviously.
There you go.
It's actually 50 cent.
That's fitty.
50 cent.
Now here, let me tell you this one. No game this year will have better dialogue.
Indeed.
Than 50
Cent.
Grenade!
Yeah.
Mother effer?
Yeah, there's basically. So here's let's
can't curse.
let's give out some lines, but we'll replace the F word with trucker,
Okay.
and we'll replace the S word with spit. Okay, so we can.
This is going to cause editing at some point.
No, it won't. No, we'll do this very
Grenade,
slowly.
mother trucker!
Yeah, grenade mother trucker is one of my favorite lines. There's
Lay low, lay low!
yeah, there's
Lay
that
low,
one.
fitty, lay low.
But there's no cussing in that one though.
Surprise, bitches.
That one's really good. Although they took surprise bitches from. I gotta give this up to Scarface. Scarface the game. There was a scene there where some dude pops out of a shower or whatever it was, or closet or something, and just goes surprise bitches, and then shoots you with a shotgun.
Right.
So it came from there. But 50 Cent has some great lines.
Eat, spit, and die.
Yeah.
Mother trucker.
No trophies, though.
No trophies.
Hence why I don't know many lines, because I refuse to play it.
There you go. Do we have a list, or do we have anything coming from Zombie Blognack as he returns from Vegas?
Yes, there are plenty of things. No Gravity, The Plague of Mind comes out today.
There we go.
I'm excited about that one.
Former homebrew game.
Indeed.
For the PSP.
The new Warhawk Home Space launches today, but along with that...
Who's excited for that one, Clements?
So excited.
But along with that, there's a special deal for Warhawk. You can download it now on the store for $19.99 until
Very
March
good.
11th.
That's like $20.
The individual booster packs are $4.99, and the entire booster
like
combo
$5.
of all three is $9.99 until March 11th.
like 15.
So you have it for 2 weeks. The Buzz Quiz of the Year quiz pack goes up on the store today.
Woo!
And you'll be able to get the new Metal Gear Online Scene expansion trailer, which they're going to be posting up later on today, which shows Vamp and Raiden fighting each other and doing some
It
pretty
should be up
insane
on the
things.
site by the time that you see this too, the Japanese version.
Yeah.
If you happen to be Japanese or have
you're turning
or
Japanese.
have a Japanese, I'm not saying
really
that
think so.
saying that people create Japanese accounts, download Japanese titles, but if you happen to have a Japanese friend who came over to your house one day and created his Japanese account on your PS3 in the US or Europe or whatever, and you have access to the Japanese store, then you could already get it. I've seen it. I have a Japanese friend that on my system is called Japan Guy, and he's pretty cool. And he let me see the trailer, so it's good.
What's his name?
Japan Guy.
What's his actual name?
Japan Guy. There you go.
He's been telling you.
Racism.
Oh, no.
No, it's equal. It's equality across the globe. So I have Japan
Yes,
Guy.
UK
No, it's
guy.
not you. I'm just saying
I know.
your friend's parents are racist.
That's what it is. UK Guy. He's another friend of mine. that's on the thing.
Racism.
Korea Guy.
What would Alex Simmons say about this?
I don't know.
He'd offer him a pint is what he'd do.
There's nothing
Fish
wrong
and
with this. He's from the UK and he's a guy.
Okay.
So
What if he's a girl?
Well, no, in his case, he's
a guy.
I love
We
listening
know
to
Alex.
Martin and Matt talk because they have accents.
Yes, very good.
They sound very sophisticated.
You could just keep watching Trainspotting. Then it gives you a loop of sophistication versus junkies. It's a good little circle
Are you
of life.
saying that Matt and Martin are junkies?
No, I'm just saying that Trainspotting is an awesome movie.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
it is.
Derail.
Pick week we already covered is Killzone 2. Go buy that game. It's time for just the tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip. Just the tip.
Does anybody have any tips?
Oh yeah, play
Yeah.
E-Led Matt Hazard.
Yeah.
There is a
ridiculous.
trophy. There's a bronze for pausing the. Or there's a bronze for starting the game, a bronze for pausing the game, and then a silver for watching the credits, which you can do from the very moment you turn on the game.
Yep. There you go.
That's
Easy
ridiculous.
credits or
Yep.
easy trophies.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Zuma. Here's a couple of quick Zuma. Just the tip.
Zuma.
Which is relatively
All I
easy
wanna
because
do
pretty much
is
just
a
like
Zuma.
play your zoom and your boom. But I mean, like you'll get it just for playing the adventure mode, getting through the first couple of temples. So as soon as you wind up unlocking a temple, you wind up getting a trophy. There's another one that's a gold trophy for getting the Son of the Sun achievement or marker in Gauntlet mode, which is pretty easy, especially if you've been playing through the adventure mode at any point in time. You'll be able to get that really easy.
You're forgetting that you actually have to be a direct descendant of Zeus to play this game well.
Actually, it's Mayan-inspired.
I know.
puzzle
I
game.
just chose a funny-sounding god.
You fail.
Are you not good at this game? Is that-
No. And
What?
another
Zuma.
just the tip.
No Zuma.
Coming up for MLB 09. There are a number of them that are out there, but some of the ones that are relatively easy or should be is the It Takes Time achievements or trophies. There are 3 of them. They're all bronzes, and it's like basically getting 500 strikeouts, 300 homers, and 1,500 ribbies.
So basically,
in any
play
mode.
the game a lot.
Yeah, it's just like if you do it in any combination of any of the modes. So road to the show, quick game.
Can you just
anything.
simulate the season? When would it work?
There are some that are there, but you can't sim and get trophies. They actually restart.
Lame.
I got a
If you
very
try and sim
easy
anything.
gold for you.
Easy gold.
If you
Dip your tip in the gold.
if you play that would not feel good. If you play if you have Nobi Nobi Boy, there's one gold in the game which I can't remember the title of it, but it's like you have to
Eat your words.
eat your words. That's it. And basically you have to eat the words Nobi Nobi Boy out of the credits or some other or the manual.
Instruction manual.
Yeah, so you go to this is super easy once you figure out what you're supposed to do. Just go to the manual, press select, and then go to I believe it's the About Nobi Nobi Boy screen, and you're going to, or the section, you can go over top of a, first off, you press triangle to go in and out of the manual to eat words or not. so you don't accidentally eat stuff. So you press triangle to go, or actually stay in the background. Go to the About Noby Noby Boy screen, and then come into the foreground so you can eat stuff. And Noby Noby Boy will be in giant letters. To get it, you have to eat Noby Noby Boy, the word, in order, but you can't eat anything else. So just kind of, play with it a couple times. It's super easy to get back and forth to. Just eat the letters, and then for me, I had to quit out of the manual, and then it gave it to me.
I can confirm this is exactly what I did as well, and it worked.
It takes you about
gold?
Takes you about 20 seconds.
I'm going to do this when I get back to my desk.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake.
Okay.
So there you go. It says Noby Noby Boy in other parts of the credits, but it's in small text, and you can't really control what he eats. But in the About Noby Noby Boy part, it's giant letters. You can kind of sit. What I did was I sat above the letters and kind of get near them, and then he'll eat those ones.
Do you have to eat the little trademark logo?
I did not.
I didn't either, so I guess you don't.
Yeah.
Answer my own question.
There you go. So there's some tips to put in the whatever it is. Yeah.
Just a tip?
Yeah.
Here's the tip.
Oh, man.
Dipping this show in gold.
Yeah.
Oh, noes!
I'm tired. Is anyone else tired?
I'm tired, too.
Gosh, darn it.
Yeah.
Hey, Rope, how was Dice? You never said anything.
Oh, yeah. It was boring. There were some good sessions. The Todd Howard one was awesome. So here's the thing is we had a agreement with DICE this year. We're an exclusive media partner, so we streamed the AIAS Awards, which Jay Moore was
Little Big Planet.
super funny. Little Big Planet won all kinds of stuff. And
Fantastic.
going up now, I don't remember if they're on the site yet. I haven't checked, but basically we got all of these sessions from the DICE guys. So they're gonna be posted on our site. So you can watch any of the sessions you want. The Alex Evans one about Little Big Planet is semi-interesting if you're a Little Big Planet fan, but if you are in any way interested in what goes through a game developer's head and or interested in Fallout, watch the Todd Howard one. The Todd Howard one is super funny. I will tell you that the first slide has a picture of a guy dressed as Elvis jumping over a blanket with a bunch of babies laying down, and this is mid-jump, so he's like over top of them, and then there's a crowd in the back of the ground that's gasping, and Todd equates your idea, I believe, or the studio to Elvis jumping, the press of the people in the background, and the gamers, or the thing on the ground was just babies. And then, as another aside, also accounts as your fan base. But anyway, it's super funny. All kinds of random slides like that. But
so
yeah.
Elvis will squish your fan base?
Yeah, so watch the Todd Howard one and then work your way down from there, because Todd Howard's the best one. But
work your way up to the Todd Howard one?
No, because you'll get bored first, and then you won't watch the Todd Howard one. If you only watch one thing, watch Todd Howard. It's really fun. It's half an hour long.
Is there a Chris Roper panel?
There is no panel by me.
Next year, me and Ryan are hosting.
Yeah. Other than that, we saw Eric went and saw the new Fallout expansion, which is just coming to 360. The Pit, which he says is good. Oh, but by the way, I love this one. Brian, you have to censor this one in about 18 minutes. But in the Todd Howard thing, he put up a fax from some PlayStation fan that the fax, correct me, I might be wrong on this one, says something like Fallout DLC. Not on PS3, bullshit.
I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
exactly.
All the Beyond listeners need to go find Bethesda's fax number, and then we need to fax this to them every day, but put Beyond at the end.
Yeah, but the exact same facts. Actually, you should watch the keynote or the session that he did. Try to copy it as closely as possible, but put a different note on it somewhere else, so it looks like the same person kind of, but it'll be coming from all kinds of different.
But add Beyond.
But add Beyond. I think it'd be funny. Anyway, so there you go. Maybe they'll get the point. I think they know. I think they want to give it to it, but they had to deal with Microsoft.
Lame.
So there you go. But anyways,
I actually hear they aren't that good yet. Alaska was short, really.
Yeah, but Eric said that the Pit looks pretty cool. So yeah. And then so Eric saw that, and I got to see Singularity, which looks pretty cool. It's Raven's game. They're working on Wolfenstein and X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then also Singularity. So they got 3 games coming out this year. And I don't know, it looks pretty cool. It's a time manipulation game, so you can like pick up an object and change its time state, but without changing the rest of the game. So like you could crush an oil can down to like where it's all rusted and stuff, and then do things with it. Pretty cool.
I thought the opening looked really cool when the guy's flying the jet towards the island, but then when the gameplay started, it had massive frame rate issues. So I'm assuming it's just very early.
No, it actually runs fine. With the build I saw,
really?
It ran totally fine.
That's funny that the trailer, which is what's shown to all the public, is the thing that runs poorly.
The game itself runs totally fine. No frame rate problems.
When I was looking at the screenshots, it looked a lot like BioShock. Just the hand, and you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there are small parallels between the two games. The story storytelling mechanism is kind of the same, where you'll find like one thing you have is a chroma light where you can shine it on objects and it'll show you things or objects or states of stuff that had been there previously. So, like, the game jumps between 2010 and 1950. And so if you go to a wall that has nothing in 2010 and you shine your light on it, somebody might have written a message there in 1950 that got, run off by, rain or whatever over the years. And so you can see it. But it's like you could go to a chalkboard and look at it, have a message in 2010, then you can shine your light on it and see the one from 1950 and kind of piece the story together like that. You can find tape recordings, and you can use the little time thing. So if you pick up a recording that's on tape or whatever, you can listen to that one. Then you could rewind its time state to previous things and listen to earlier messages somebody had recorded over. So you can kind of go. So that is kind of similar in some way to BioShock, how the story's told. But
what platforms is this coming on?
360, PS3, and I believe PC. I want to say PC. So
it has trophies, right?
Yeah, it's got to.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Hey, we didn't earn any when we saw it, but anyway. But that game was pretty cool. Topic of the week. So
Topic of the week.
So there was
Dipping it in gold.
Destination PlayStation happened, and so there were some pretty big announcements all
Huge
at one time.
announcements.
So
Hannah Montana Entertainment Pack with a lilac PSP. Thank you, sold.
So we're going to talk about the Hannah Montana pack for the next 10 minutes.
Wow.
Sony also announced
Lilac.
Little Big Planet and Rock Band and MotorStorm and a couple other things for PSP.
Assassin's Creed.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed. But the big thing is Hannah Montana Lilac PSP. Ryan, how is this package going to change your life?
When I was born, I already knew that what I wanted to do was play a Lilac PSP.
Really?
Yes.
Not PSP 2. PSP 1
The
Lilac.
original PSP in lilac color.
When you were born, you're what, 26?
I'm 24.
24. When you were born some 24 years ago, did you predict Hannah Montana and her rise to fame and then know that you wanted to play that game on the Lilac PSP?
Yes, and I also saw the emergence of Disney before it even happened.
So now here's the thing, though, is since you knew this 24 years ago, had you had the foresight or the thought about this, is you should have gone and kind of started the first Hannah Montana fan club, like the Hannah Montana magazine, you would have been raking in the dough. But you failed on that account.
I actually didn't. I did start the first official Hannah Montana magazine. It's called Hannah Rocks, and I was the editor-in-chief and co-founder of it for at least, several years since she's been in operation. But I decided that I wanted to have a more satisfying life in the video game industry, so I quit the magazine and left it with my colleague Jonathan McIntyre, and yeah, he runs it now.
Is that is he related to Joey McIntyre from the New Kids on the Block?
They might be distant cousins.
Okay, because that'd be interesting. You have one pop sensation on the other. Now here's the other thing: is what was your circulation with the Hannah Montana magazine?
Well, we had a normal, traditional one month magazine, and then we also had a website.
I see. Back in 20 years ago, you had a website.
That's good.
No, I mean, the Hannah Montana only made it big several years ago. I'm talking about recently.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
In Ryan's defense of not starting the magazine earlier, as we were just saying, because obviously he prophesized it, I think we all knew when we looked at Billy Ray Cyrus doing his Boot Scoot Boogie, we looked and said, there is a star in those testicles. But nobody started a website or magazine at the time. Just because.
God.
Why do we don't need 100 magazines of the same thing.
That's right.
Billy Ray and I go way back. I mean, I knew him as an infant. And I cared.
You can't what?
I cared for him when his mother was out of town at one point.
Oh.
I see, huh?
Yeah. That's all I had to say. Proceed with the show.
Let's get on to talking about real crap.
God.
So, all right. So
PSP's not dead, Chris Roper.
PSP's not dead, but I still think that it's like you got a pitcher that's 45 years old in Major League Baseball, and he's been straight the whole time, and then he goes, give me some steroids at 45.
Oh, okay, now I see.
And then I'll
he's like, 45 years.
And I'm
gonna be homosexual now.
and I'll get one more good year in there before I got to leave. But
Sounds like somebody else thought up this idea a while ago, and you said he was wrong, and you said another idea should happen.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, buddy.
I still believe the PSP.
Greg Miller 1.
No.
Chris Roper 0.
No. Go back to the argument and
I
look.
will.
Why do I have a feeling we have a new special segment coming
half of my argument has already happened because here's the thing. What I was saying was that Sony should announce the PSP 2, get that train rolling, the hype train for that one, while still supporting the PSP 1. So that way you have the PSP 2 is helping draw attention to the PSP brand, then you still support PSP 1 up until when the PSP 2 comes out, kind of like you had God of War 2 on the PS2 while the PS3 was already in production. I mentioned all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
So now that part is
you're
happening.
Wrong.
No. So now that part is
I
happening.
see. So
where
the
we have
first part of your plan didn't come together, but
Not
the
yet.
second part's happening.
Not yet. But
Meanwhile, the Greg Miller blueprints: booster shot of content to PSP, get everybody excited about it, then do PS2.
You're
PSP 2.
You have selective
I
arguments.
am the vampire.
You're selectively argumentative.
What the hell are you doing?
PSP 2
Taking Greg's mic away.
PSP 2 is
Done.
going to be announced tomorrow, and it's already the part where Rock Band and MotorStorm and all this kind of stuff is coming out. So we've already got the support. Now we just
What I said.
But
That was
now-
the whole argument. Floridora beyond the Chris Rober vampire.
no, but now
Greg is as red as a tomato
now when
right
the
now.
PSP 2 is announced at E3, which I believe will happen now, then now bam, I got it. So you got bam.
What are you talking about? You can't bam. You've got it. This is what I said they should do. Then they're doing it.
No, you said that they should not announce the PSP 2 anytime soon, and just continue to support the PSP 1.
I said support the PSP 1, give it the booster shot of content, then do the PSP 2, which is what they're doing.
Well, okay. Well, so there's a bit of a gray area here in that the games are announced, but they're not out yet.
Yes.
I'm saying the games need to still be coming out after the PSP 2 is announced. That's what I'm talking
we
about.
should both go back and reread this article.
Okay. I think.
How are
as
you
it's-
going to reread an
I think
audio
as it
podcast?
stands right now,
No, I'm talking about the article that we're talking
Oh,
about
your
the
head-to-head
PSP
thing.
article.
Yes.
I think as it stands right now, your argument is correct, but could fall apart if it is announced. My argument is in
See, I don't
progress.
think my argument was saying, though, that they have to release the games. I'm saying they had to put out games, show they're supporting PSP. This is why it's cool, blah, blah, blah. Support the PSP 3000 owners.
Okay, well, my argument is still in progress, because if the PSP 2 is announced, then I'm good. We'll let the readers decide on
What
this
about
one.
what's this vampire business?
I was going like this on the table. And when I say this, everyone, I'm taking my middle finger and index finger and slamming them down like fangs. And I was going to say something like, I'm the rattlesnake. But for some reason it came out, I'm the vampire. Which doesn't make much sense.
What the hell does the
No.
rattlesnake mean? That doesn't make any
I
sense
was
either.
No.
I was striking with these are my fangs.
I see. Wouldn't that be the cobra? The cobra strikes better than rattlesnake. I believe.
Cobra would have been better than rattlesnake, which also would have been better than vampire.
What
Vampire
the
trumps
hell?
pretty much everything. Don't worry.
Huh? What about vampire rattlesnake?
Oh, dear.
Here's the thing. Could a vampire rattlesnake happen? I mean, rattlesnakes have blood, but they're cold-blooded.
I forget.
Snakes are cold-blooded creatures.
I cannot remember what movie it was, but there was a movie. Oh no! It was Real Ghostbusters. It was the Real Ghostbusters cartoon when they went to a town where the vampires were feuding with the werewolves, and then eventually they were vampire werewolves.
See, I
That's
can
a
buy that one, but
werewolf.
no, but
Vampiro.
vampire werewolves make sense because those are all warm-blooded creatures. Although, are vampire cold-blooded when they become vampires?
Why do they even have blood anymore?
No, they do because they bleed and stuff because they'll cut themselves. No, because remember they cut themselves. At least in some lore, they'll cut themselves, and
you're
other
right. In
vampires will
Blade,
drink
in
that,
Blade, they
and
did
that's
it.
how they become.
To turn other.
So I
humans
think they
into
still.
vampires.
I think they. I mean,
Angel and Buffy got it on.
I don't read all this crap, but I think they still have warm blood. So a vampire snake might not make any sense because snakes have cold blood.
I don't think that it matters what the heat of the blood happens to be, warm-blooded or cold-blooded, as much as it is that the vampire is a container, and him just. What the hell are we? Weren't we on PSPs? Jesus Christ!
I am the vampire.
That has to be your new catchphrase. You need to go around the
Ryan.
office doing the fangs.
Okay, now here's the thing: is when you were back just fresh out of the womb, and you were predicting the Lilac PSP
Yes.
and Hannah Montana.
Yes.
Now maybe you can help us look into the future in case this were to happen.
Right. I did dabble in vampire hunting.
Okay, does Hannah Montana become a vampire? This is important for us all to know.
I don't know if I can tell you that without altering the course of history.
Maybe the course of history has you telling us that, though. And if you don't tell us, then you alter history.
No, because I have seen it, and it does not happen. Did I tell you what happens?
So, okay.
Man.
So that means that it does happen. I'm going to extrapolate that. So what I'm going to start doing is practicing to drive a stake through her heart.
Oh,
when she
man.
becomes a vampire.
That sounds terrible. I
Well,
wouldn't
it's
do
got
that.
to happen, though.
No.
You figure she's going to go into shows with 50,000 screaming little girls there, and then turn around and just suck all their blood and turn them into vampires. Now there's an army. Now an army of one vampire is now 50,000.
So you don't think that during the time that she's sucking the life out of children, that any of the other 49,999 children would run away?
No, because small little children don't know exactly what happens to vampires. So basically, what's happening is they're all saying, "Oh, they're getting nice hugs from Hannah Montana. I'm going to get in line and get this also." And then 5 hours
where
later,
is this podcast going?
5 hours.
What is happening?
You know what? We can
this
talk.
three mic
We can
business.
talk about video games all you want, but I'm saying that people's lives are at stake when the vampires come around. Maybe you want eternal life, but I'm saying when the vampires come around and Hannah Montana / Miley Cyrus, maybe she's two vampires in one. When she starts the vampire
got the best
war,
of both worlds.
she does.
My God!
When she starts
Beautiful.
the vampire
Loved
war,
it.
we need to be ready for this.
He got the best.
And I'm saying the worst possible fears would be forget the robot apocalypse, forget ninjas attacking everyone, which would be awesome.
Zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse would be pretty good.
Zombie robot apocalypse.
The little screaming teeny bopper girls, Miley Cyrus fan vampires, are the worst possible case scenario for Earth to head into. I'm telling you, that's worse than
I
anything
could see
else.
worse.
What's worse?
Probably the zombie robot apocalypse we just mentioned.
No, zombie robot apocalypse. Here's different.
EMP, and it's over.
No, because you can still survive with that one. No, here's the thing.
Robot?
No, but here, okay. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, kill them. Now here, zombie robot apocalypse. That's awesome. I mean, you're going to die, but you're looking at him, you're like, dude, it's a zombie robot. That's the craziest thing of all time. Little Miley Cyrus, freaking Hannah Montana fan vampires be running around blasting Hannah Montana, screaming at the top of lungs, maybe crying like people did to Michael Jackson back in the 80s.
No, because you know what you'd have to do? All you'd have to do is go Lost Boys and grab like super soakers
The Frog
with
Brothers.
holy water and just soak all the little children running around, and boom, there you go. They're automatically getting melted because they're getting super soaked by holy water, and they're done.
What
It's over.
Contest?
What happened?
What T-shirt contest?
No, see, that's
Wow, that's
for the
completely
love of-
inappropriate.
See, it's illegal and
Craig.
immoral, so you can't do that. So you've just proven that is not a valid tactic. You have to stab him in the heart.
What's happening?
Greg, Jesus.
You got the best of both worlds. Well, this has been a good topic of the week. I say we move on.
All right, let's get on to reader mail.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Michael!
Oh, Maelstrom.
Mail! Organ!
Vampire mail. Oh, yeah. Alien is.
Oh, for the love of God.
First piece of mail, which, by the way, so we had a message boards upgrade. What was it, last week sometime, right? And so now you get all these readers who I've been looking at for a while now.
Mega icon.
Everybody has icons now. So Dopalicious, our first email here. For a long time, if you read the message boards and look at his posts like this, Dopalicious had a little dancing cactus. Now he's got a picture of...
Was it the Cactar from Final Fantasy?
I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe
Is
so.
it still on there?
I don't. Yeah. No. Now it's a picture of, I guess, him holding something, maybe a popsicle, and screaming.
Can we put up pictures of ourselves now?
I guess so. But so you
I
have.
haven't investigated this board's
So
business.
people have like way crazier. Rogue Leader's got a picture of an X-wing. Dom OSX he changed his thing from Macintosh symbol, whatever it was, to a picture of Spider-Man.
It's impressive that you know all of their old symbols.
Yeah.
All right.
I pay attention to the readers. I don't.
You're so good. You're such a nice
anyway,
guy.
all right, getting on with Dopalicious. He says, Greg, is Play On easy enough to set up and link with the Netflix streaming movies?
Yes. The problem I run into is that I've always had the problem. I don't like messing with the port forwarding and all that jazz. So my PS3 always has trouble with the media server being on since I'm on a wireless network that's secure. So the only problem, it runs fine, but the problem for me personally is that sometimes it'll start and then I'll have to restart my PlayStation Network account and do stuff like that. But other than that, it's perfect. It doesn't have the presentation that Xbox has. So I find myself using Xbox for Netflix just for the fact that you get these giant, I think most of us have used it, right? You get a big old picture of the DVD box, you get information on each thing. Whereas on this one, it works more like a file menu, like if you're looking at your photos or CDs or music or whatever, where it's just a blank file folder, the name, and then the list of episodes, stuff like that.
Gotcha. How many zombie movies are available
On Netflix,
on Netflix streaming?
there are a lot, and including the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers. I'm sorry, Day of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead is the one that came out. Was actually good. Had Ving Rhames, Mikhail Pfeiffer, right? I don't know. Anyways, it was good. It was cool, right? In the mall, everything cool. Sarah Polley, yeah. They have on there now the remake that was supposed to come to theaters but was not good enough, called Day of the Dead, which has Mira Sorvino in it and Ving Rhames again as someone completely different and not at all related to the first character.
There you go.
Interesting.
That makes a whole lot of
very
sense.
bad.
There we go.
Do you know who directed that one?
No, I don't.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on, Black Mantle says, is God of War 3 seriously scheduled for release on March 10th? GameStop says so. For everywhere else, a final date is yet to be written.
Of this year?
No,
next year.
Of next year. If the game came out on March 10th, it'd be terrible.
Insane.
So, yeah, it'd be terrible, most likely. But, no, March 10th of 2010, no.
Sony's claiming it'll be in this fiscal year.
Yeah, this fiscal year, which ends March of next year.
So there you go.
So it's possible. I mean, who knows? All the other games come out in the March timeframe, so it could happen. But there's no solid date. The March 10th is just an assumption by them. So who knows? Who the hell knows? A piece of mail that we got from 57 people, I believe, was information on Suikoden 6.
We already answered this question once before.
Yes, I'm going to answer it again. We don't know.
There is no information from Konami. They won't talk about it.
There you go.
It sounded like I said pizza mail, which made me very hungry.
I know, dude. I'm looking forward to pizza mail now.
Someone sent a pizza.
Here's the thing: is if you started a new pizza joint, you called it Pizza Mail, and it was delivered by a guy in a post office uniform, and you just put it in your
mailbox. He folds it up and shoves it in your mailbox.
Man, be like, hey, is the mailman here yet? He's bringing pizza.
All right, somebody get on this pizza mail next Thursday.
There you go. Damo SX says, Greg,
IGN.com.
Greg, is there any chance of a
Marina
new
Boulevard.
Spider-Man game this gen? Ultimate Spider-Man 2 would be amazing, in my opinion.
I have to imagine, there'll be another Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Those games make money even when they are bad, and I tell you not to buy them, and
Yeah.
you continue to buy them, making them not change anything bad about them.
There will obviously be one with the next Spider-Man movie, but I don't know when that's slated for.
I don't know. I don't think there's going to be. I mean, I don't know. I guess this is just all hypothesizing at this point, but I don't think you'll see another Ultimate Spider-Man one, seeing as how it's been a while since the first Ultimate Spider-Man now, and there's been no movement on it from what I hear.
The chance that you're not going to see a Spider-Man game this year, though, is very slim.
Oh, is he saying this year?
No, this generation.
Oh, yeah, you'll totally see another Spider-Man game.
Yeah, no, I think you'll see one even this year. But we'll see. Pazno says, Sony discontinued the extended battery kit for the PSP last year with no real reason other than, yes, we are discontinuing this product as we look for other opportunities to service the consumer. Are there any plans for them to bring them back?
No.
What? All of them, or
the
just
expanded battery?
Yeah, just the big fat battery, right?
Yeah.
But they only discontinued it for the big fat system, right? I still see all the time that they're selling them. I mean, you can find them.
You can find them,
Get off
but
your ass,
they're not
kid.
making like new ones though. That's the thing. Is like pretty much it's whatever's in stock, and after that it's gone.
Now,
They're not really going to.
I love mine. You should go buy it.
Now, if you go back to what we were talking about before with Miley Cyrus and the
When I pwned you and the vampire struck you.
Yes, and then you're talking about the PSP 4000 / PSP 2. I think that's kind of where the focus is, and they're kind of waiting on that and saying, hey,
Put a little nuclear battery in that
everybody go buy that thing. Fuel cell. Maybe you want to buy a fuel cell. People are making cell phones with fuel cells. Why the hell not a PSP? There you go.
one. Solar.
Rogue Leader writes in, he says, what exactly is the story with Gran Turismo 5? A year ago, shortly before Prologue came out, somebody said it was about a year away. We haven't heard anything. What the deuce? Is it still at least 2009?
What the deuce?
Sony has not said that it's 2009. Sony 2 months ago maybe gave us a list of all the games that were scheduled for 2009. Those games included MAG and God of War 3, which are now fiscal 2009, but still give or take.
That's an action game.
Yeah, and Gran Turismo was nowhere remotely close to this list. So who knows? I think Sony is probably playing it really loose with Gran Turismo. They don't want to make promises and have it delayed. Gran Turismo is always delayed by about a year. So now they're just saying we will tell you when we know it's going to be ready. So there you go. So who knows? I think I don't know. Well, I'm assuming that we're going to see the game at E3, but we don't know anything else other than that.
I just want to ask something, Roper. Let's have a heart-to-heart real quick.
Let's go.
How much will you love the next Gran Turismo game? Like, seriously, I just can't comprehend how excited and how happy you will be in the office when it comes in, eventually in 4 years.
Gran Turismo 5 is the game with Half-Life 3 proper is tied with Gran Turismo 5 as the game I want to play more than anything else. So there you go. And
what about the next Team Eco game?
Ooh. But see, I don't know anything about that yet.
What about WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010?
Ooh, no. Of the two games that I can make an assumption about how they're going to be, then because the next Team Eco game could be anything, is Gran Turismo 5 and Half-Life 3.
I just can't, I'm excited to picture you playing Gran Turismo.
When Gran Turismo 5 comes in the office, I'm going to stop checking email, and I'm going to stop doing instant messages, and I'm basically going to stick up my middle finger if anybody comes near my desk. I'm just going to sit there and play Gran Turismo. And if you come over and you ask me about Gran Turismo, I will tell you everything. But if you come over and ask me what to run as top story that day, I'm going to tell you to go,
You're
truck
fired.
yourself.
Yeah.
To go truck yourself is what you're
exactly.
saying.
So, yeah, Gran Turismo 5, I need to play that game. Let's go. Black Metal 5, he says, what is with the new trend in Friday release dates? Killzone 2, Resident Evil 5 will both find a home on a Friday. Is this way of showing that the industry is starting to make movies to the point of having them both come out on the very same day? Will future game releases follow this pattern? Resident Evil 5 is coming out on Friday because it is Friday the 13th.
That makes sense.
So there you go. Killzone 2. Killzone 2. I don't know why it's coming out on a Friday. Nintendo chooses to release a lot of things on Sunday. I think they just find that a nice day when the family can go to the store and buy it, whatever the hell their reasoning is.
There is no family.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, people will try different dates and see what happens. And I think Killzone coming out on Friday, they're trying to make it like a big blockbuster release. So maybe
or make it one of those things where you can dedicate an entire weekend to playing. And then
exactly. So
online.
So
yeah, that's why I don't understand the Tuesday shipping / Wednesday store release, which is really frequent in the video game industry because. You buy the game in the middle of the week, and you have 2 more days of work left, assumably, or school to do.
Well,
so
it's basically the same in the music industry. Those CDs come out on Tuesdays. Generally speaking, they come out. Yeah,
you don't have any time.
Yeah, you can listen to a CD anytime. I mean, movies would be the exception, I guess. But even though that's a 2-hour experience, that's fine for a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
CD you can listen to at work. Can't play a game at work.
Or can you?
Can, but
Ooh.
And
Can you do the vampire over time?
Vampire! Hold on. This is what it sounds like when my fingers hit the table, because I'm making a point. That's me striking everybody. Here's what I want all you to do. Change that to your ringtones or your instant messengers or your text messages. Or just put it on your phone, and then when you make a point, you can do it. And be like, what? Striking!
Or the best podcast ever.
Moving on, WKD Injection says, what has been your favorite single-player experience on the PS3 so far? His is Call of Duty 4, followed by Fallout 3.
Uncharted.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
I would have to think for a second. There's so many cool games that I've played on PS3.
Well, it's your turn. You have no seconds.
You're the only one.
Well,
Second.
hey, listen.
Hey, you said.
All right, so Ryan doesn't like to play any games on his PS3, apparently.
Yeah,
I would.
He's
for
an
now,
Xbox.
For now, because it is fresh in my head, I'll say Flower. But there's a lot of other games that I really love that I would definitely choose as well.
I see.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. See, this is why I don't like being put on the spot because there's always things I'll miss. Little Big Planet, right there, has a phenomenal single-player game.
There you go. Little Big Planet tied with Uncharted would be my number 2.
Yeah.
But number 1 for me is Metal Gear. Prototype 23 comes from the last piece of mail that I have for today. That says this one's for Greg and any other SingStar fans, which means it's for Greg. Although I like SingStar enough, but I prefer to play the band games where I can play guitar and stuff.
First time we ever bonded, Ropers, when we did SingStar down at that Sony thing.
That's right. That was a fun time.
You refused to talk to me at the work.
Yeah. And we weren't in the office though, which is why I was talking to you.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, we'd been both drinking, and we were on the hotel rooftop in San Diego, and we were singing SingStar, ruining a GameSpot interview.
Yeah, and then the worst part about that though was Sony folks went and showed it to the rest of the Sony folks the next morning. We have no idea.
Oh no, now we're talking about way ahead. You're jumping. I'm talking about the first. Give me this. I'm really getting sick of talking in your freaking hand, all sideways.
Give me a break.
You're singing the Kit Kat song.
I was thinking the theme to "Give Me a Break."
Oh,
remember that with Nell Carter?
Yeah.
Anybody? No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break. Anyways, the first time we ever did the Sony San Diego trip, my first year. Like I only been Dunham was still in
and
charge.
we were singing the Andre 3000 song.
There you go. Yeah,
that was a good
Outcast.
one.
Yeah. Then the next year when it was just you and me, we sang till 3 a.m. with Sony PR, and then they showed it to everybody.
Yeah, so that's a good time. Anyway, so Prototype 23's question says his girlfriend's birthday is coming up next week, and he's thinking of getting her SingStar.
Pixar didn't happen.
What? Somebody's birthday? Whatever.
No, of the girlfriend. Come on.
We can say the same thing about your girlfriend.
Damn, son.
Be owned!
Hold on. Jeff, do the vampire. You got him. He is striking. The venom is there.
You've met my girlfriend. She came into the office and shook your hand.
You know, I could very easily make the iPhone Vampire Strike app. You
there it is.
Just hit the button and
you
Vampire
should have said
Strike.
it on the podcast because now someone else is going to beat you to the punch.
Well, I don't care. Then I don't have to do it.
I will give you the rights to the Greg Miller vampire, and it'll just be my fingers going like that. Huh?
Okay.
There you go.
So we'll do it. That'd be super. I'll just take it. I'll do it tonight. I can make it pretty easy. I'll submit it. It'll take a few days for it to go up, but it'll be super easy.
I love Jeff's vampire because it was like a rapid fire two-handed vampire strike. It was like no vampire ever before.
I got skills.
Yeah. Anyway, so assuming that I can actually finish it tonight, which would probably take me about half an hour. Right these days takes Apple 4 to 5 days to approve. So by the next week's podcast beyond, you should be able to find I guess I should just call it Vampire Strike, and or should I call it Or should I? No, I'll call it Vampire Strike Beyond.
Beyond?
And it'll just have Vampire Strike, and then you can just press it. It'll just keep going for as long as you want, and then you basically, or it'll start up. It'll have the hand, and you tap it, and then the Vampire strikes, and then you tap the hand to stop it, so that way you can do it repeatedly if you want to.
Just a small point. This kind of looks like Bob Barker's microphone, doesn't it? This top
Yes,
part?
very very tiny.
And a robot penis.
Ooh. Anyway, getting back to the longest email delivery of all time, Prototype 23 says his girlfriend, which I believe exists,
Pix.
I'm giving the credit,
Pix.
is coming up next week, and he was thinking of getting her SingStar. She's always singing in the shower.
Oh, she's coming up. She lives in Canada.
No, her birthday's coming up. She's always singing in the car, in the shower. So he's thinking that she might enjoy SingStar. Other games she likes are Little Big Planet, Calling All Cars, and Flow. Is SingStar easy to get into, and would this be a good idea? And well, obviously, it's easy to get into because you're just singing.
Yeah.
And it's a good idea if
There's
she likes to
nothing to
sing.
unlock. Super easy interface.
The interesting question is, what version of the game is best to get for her?
Well, I'm guessing we're talking PS3, so we're
Yeah.
down to Volume 1 or Volume 2, and I would say, or ABBA. I think we know the choice there. Yeah, I would imagine you could probably get SingStar Volume 1 cheaper than Volume 2, so I'd go there. I mean, the future of that is downloadable, even if they're, it really comes down to looking at the back of both boxes and deciding which one you think she would like more in terms of song choice.
Yeah.
There you
Because the downloaded songs work in either one. So.
Pix. Or it didn't happen.
Or whatever.
Roper looks angry that I'm actually making this joke. It's just a common board thing,
I'm just saying, you worked here for about a year and a half before your girlfriend showed up. Nobody had ever seen her existence. You talked about her all the time.
Because she lives in Boston.
It took you a year and a half to get... Well, okay, whatever. I don't care. It took you a year and a half to show her existence in some fashion. My girlfriend this, my girlfriend that. So if he says
There's still people in the office
he's got a
that say that
girlfriend,
you
you know
paid a
what?
model for that
you know
one.
what? I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt for at least a year and a half.
Oh,
So
rope.
Vampire Strike.
Vampire Strike!
That is definitely our new catch motion.
Strike.
Oh, Christ.
All right. That's the end of reader mail that I got. Jeff, you got a quick update on the university, sports, whatever the hell we're calling it?
We do have an update on Beyond University because as of last week, we have essentially coined the Beyond University, extending out of the Beyond Athletics Department. However, just like most universities, you have to have more than just a standard application to become a member. You have to have not only a photo.
You have to get letters of recommendation.
Pix, or it didn't happen.
Letters of recommendation. There's a entry essay you have to write, 3 pages minimum, and it
Hold
must.
on, we're not actually going to read anybody's essay, are we?
No, you're right.
No. What you do need, however, are pics and something compelling to actually make you become part of the Beyond University. Now, everybody that has already been submitted before is essentially enrolled in the first class. So people like Cordia, who's the Beyond female listener, or Julia, who's the official Beyond Magic Booty, and some of the other people that we have, they are already in the first class.
That email thread?
But from here on out, we will only have some of the people that have been the cream of the crop of the Beyond University. So if you have submitted an application, resubmit with pictures and something else, and maybe you'll be inducted. Anyway, the first one for the Beyond University, of course, is our update from Big Balla.
Big Bolo?
Who, ladies and gentlemen, the Beyond basketball team are on their way to the championship game on Friday night.
Very good.
They beat Keystone College by 2 points on Tuesday. He hit the game-tying free throws, and 20 seconds later, he hit the game-winning jump shot with 10 seconds left to go in the game.
Damn, son.
All while wearing Beyond on his sneaks.
Very good.
Yay.
There you go.
Where is this?
What?
I want to go watch this game. Where's the game?
I don't think we're going to be able to go watch the game. Especially since it's tomorrow.
I'm going to say.
Road trip?
Yeah, road trip. Anyway, our Beyond Sailor wrote us back. Do you remember Vernon Parker, who was on
I know we had a
I remember
Beyond.
Parker the Turtle.
We do, but he was a Beyond Sailor who was on.
We need a chart for all this crap.
Yeah, well, he was on the USS George Washington. And basically,
this is a total blank to me.
Yeah,
We
basically-
really need a chart.
Basically, he wrote us back now that he's been redeployed to the John C. Stennis, and he said that pretty much our podcast is listened to in several countries, including Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Thailand, Australia, and the island of Guam.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
As in, like, he brought it and listened to it in those places? There are people that listen to it in those places?
As far as I know, number one, it's at least him, but number two, he's...
So here's the thing, if I get onto a plane and fly to Japan for TGS and listen to the Beyond on the plane, that means that Beyond is listened to in
Oceania.
Over the ocean and in suborbital airspace. And
no, see, like the reason why I would think that it would be is because he's in the engineering department, so most likely he's got it broadcasting out through all the other places, and all the other sailors are listening to it as well. So we've got it in multiple countries with multiple sailors on ships listening to it.
Never mind.
It's sailors on at least 3 separate aircraft carriers.
Right? No,
I know exactly.
Anyway.
Oh, no.
Anyway, Mike wrote us wanting to become one of the official Beyond bands. His band, The Haven, actually won a contest in Southern California to perform at the Palladium, and he has been screaming Beyond out at the end of every single set.
Wow, that's very good.
He sent a MySpace thing. He sent pictures, and he also said that he'd send us CDs.
Very good.
Of the group.
Well, that would be awesome.
I hope that they're black death metal.
I wish, but I don't think that they are black death metal. Their name is The Haven.
They're the Beyond Glee Club.
Finally, not the Glee Club. Anyway, finally, we got a question from who will become our Beyond animator, who actually works at Disney. And he pretty much asked, I was stoked to see the Lost Planet 2 video, though he was sad to see it released on Xbox Live. He started to notice something. All of Capcom's upcoming titles, like Resident Evil 5, Bionic Commando, Lost Planet 2, all look really similar, which is obviously a result of the reuse of the same game engine. His question is, or he was wondering that, he's starting to see that a lot of the games seem to have the same experience over it. I'm trying to condense this.
Yeah.
He's not doing it right.
Shut the hell up, Ryan. He's fearing that he's going to start seeing the same game experience from companies that are using the same engine, and he's wondering if people are using things like Unreal for a lot of their games. Do we think that game engine abuse will make all games seem to be exactly the same?
Yes and no.
Yeah, I think you'll see games. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, shut Ryan up. Vampire Strike.
Franchise games, I think you'll see be more and more like. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like I think Uncharted's gonna look like Uncharted this time around. I think Dead Rising is gonna look like Dead Rising around. You know what I mean, stuff like that. But I don't think every game is gonna start to look the same.
No, I mean it all comes down to art use. But I think what you'll see is the same kind of quality between a lot of these games and the same sort of effect look, so you'll get those similarities. But it comes down to art direction, obviously.
Yeah, I think that to a degree, some of it also depends on what exactly the characters are. Because I think with a lot of the Unreal thing, you have this situation where like every single guy looks like he's been on roids since he was born.
Yeah.
And so there's this unreal or unrealistic like shape to the characters and to the.
What is happening?
I don't know.
It's the weirdest podcast ever. It's just a weird vibe today.
In here.
Yeah.
Here is
Vampire Pimp Slap.
What?
That didn't make any sense.
No,
it cool.
didn't.
Plus, you don't have hot chocolate.
Yeah. Well,
no.
No, because I came in, I figured the thing was broken, and I'm like, I don't know, I kind of had to pee before I came in here. I'm like, I don't want to drink hot chocolate and have to get out in the middle of the room. Anyway, all right, so that ends Reader Mail. Editor Beatdown, Killzone 2 finally comes out tomorrow.
Finally here. So,
but you're tired of it not playing it anymore, so.
No, I'm going out of town. But I will be playing once I get back in town, and I would imagine massive editor beatdowns next week's.
Yeah.
So beats downs. I will just shirk work left and right, Roper. So look for the boards. Starting Monday, we'll have some updates on what's going on.
There you go. PSN Hit of the Week. Do we got anybody to put up in here?
No.
Nah.
Jeff's got something going on. What's that Disney animator thing? I saw it over there.
His PSN name is Dave Master X. It's Dave MASTRX.
There you go.
PSN hit confirmed.
So there's your PSN Hit of the Week. No, yeah. You can't hear it.
Is that normal to you guys?
Yeah, it was all right. Brand new special segment, Liar. Are there any liars this week?
RX.
Not really. No, everybody's been truthful, I think.
I guess so.
I don't know. You were starting to call him out for the piece that you guys had.
No, it's just I already vampire struck him. It's over.
But and this thing, it's not a definitive answer right now because it's a timely thing.
It's perfectly definitive. I won.
No, whatever.
You're saying that step 2 can be
You know what's
come before
perfectly
step
definitive?
1, and you're still right.
You know what's absolutely 100% perfectly
What?
definitive? You're fired. Oh! Ryan, do we have any tournament winners of the week?
Strike.
I'm going to hurt my fingers like that. Ryan, do we have any tournament winners this week?
I didn't get an email from Beast, so sorry.
The beast is dead.
There we go. That brings us to the it brings us to the end of the show. Before we go, I want to mention something that you guys can kind of help us out with, and then hopefully we'll be helping you in your entertainment time listening to Beyond. This is episode number 81, or slowly approaching episode 100. We've been doing this for a year and a half now, give
Something
or take.
like
And
Started.
yeah, since Ryan started. So
Wait. Before, right? The first episode you were on.
I was on episode 4, I believe, so I missed
you go.
like 3 or 4 episodes. Maybe I start on 5. But
Yeah.
We can jump back for a second. Ryan Clements, you are a liar.
there we go.
How am I a liar?
You said you were on the first episode.
Since the beginning, man. I totally found it. I was doing 360s on the wheelers.
I'm an OG Beyonder.
No, I'm just saying that I was here since like the beginning moments of the podcast. That's what I meant.
You missed the beginning moments of the podcast.
OGPB.
Beyond.
OGPB.
I don't know what you're talking about. The
Anyway.
vampire went to your head.
Vampire strike!
Beyond.
All right. So anyway, so what I would like to see though is some constructive feedback from anybody that wants to submit it to us to
Beyond at IGN.com.
Beyond at IGN.com. Now, here's the thing: is we read the comments that come up, for the story for the thing, and we get people saying in there. Usually, it's one of two things though: either such and such segment sucked this week or whatever, or the show was great. But people don't just usually tell us what segments are good from week to week. People don't tell us things that are maybe middle of the road that nobody wants to complain about or whatever. So if you guys can write to us, if you want to tell us what's good about the show, it can be super fast. Just say, hey, I like these. I like this segment is great. This segment's great. This one not so good. If you have any ideas, how about we can clean up segments, make them faster, tighter, better. Anything you want to see more of, let us know. The more feedback we get, the better. We can kind of adapt the show, make it to what you guys want to hear. What's up, Ryan?
Okay. I didn't want to cut you off.
No.
I just want to emphasize this is their time to mold Beyond in the way they want.
That's exactly right.
You need to stop don't stop the podcast, but go open up a browser window and send that email. Do not just be lazy and think, someone else will tell Beyond. It's like voting. This is like very important for people.
Get off your ass, I am Akin.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sure he's probably not. He'll probably write in.
He will now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there we go. So that's the end of what I got to say. Anybody else got anything else to say before the
Join the podcast Beyond Killzone Clan if it's still open. IGN Podcast Beyond or IGN Beyond. I don't even remember anymore, but it'll be there. Yeah. Or I'll make it on when I get back in town. Yeah. So don't go creating on one of your own, and it's all knockoff and stupid.
Yeah, just wait.
Where are you going, by the way?
I'm going to San Diego. We're just gonna take advantage of Kitty's flight benefits. Go get some sun, hang out.
There you
just
go.
Chill. It's only for we're leaving tomorrow, coming back Saturday. Nothing crazy.
There it is. Enjoy the time in the sun. That's the end of the show. End of episode 81 of Podcast Beyond.
Beyond.
What's happening with the music today? Who's got a song for us?
Me and Ryan are doing one together.
This is going to be a little
I want to give you a warning. I only know the part that we sung at the beginning. I don't know how the actual song goes.
We're doing the Kit Kat Give Me a Break song?
We started singing something beforehand. We said that should be the song. And as usual, I immediately forgot it. So don't tell me.
Okay.
Because you're going to start it, and then I'll join in, and we'll just go off.
Is that how the song is?
I think I've sort of gotten... No, I think... I think I know. So you start, and I'll pick up.
I don't know what it is.
Just do what you know!
Lean in, lean out, lean in, lean out.
What? Lean in, gotta lean in on the mic. Our mixer's broken. Leaning in, coffee breath. It's beyond This is kind of glycerine.
Lean in, lean out, lean in. Somebody do a beat. Lean out, lean in.
No.
Is this that Bush song?
Yeah, you remember it, right?
Yeah.
Got a machine head.
Yeah, that's it.
Better than the rest. Green to red. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. All right, peace out.
God.
We'll see you guys next week on Podcast Beyond.
Don't blame bad music on us. Blame it on the beat, the missing of the beats that's happening with these two douches.
He just did it, Vampire Strike!
Ryan, you are fired!